Hello folks, the Aquarion rework has been live for some time, but how do they compare to the other tribes? In this video we will analyze them as compared to Imperius, one of the strongest tribes in the game, and we will see how they stack up against each other in game. Maybe you will find the difference as shocking as I did when I watched this game. So, what changes could be made to make them more playable? We will go over these things in this video. If you like my content, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And if you particularly like my content, you can become a channel member today. Alright, let's take a look at this game now, shall we? We are in the left corner here, playing Imperius because, well, Imperius is pretty strong. And my opponent here is playing Aquarion, and they're trying to make it work, the new updated version of Aquarion. And they have some ideas on how to do that. And we are just going to get started in this game. Very standard opener, and of course one of the big differences you can already see is the turn 1 upgrade, which is just fantastic. Imperius is really strong, especially on continents. Also we have a very nice village over here. My opponent opted to not go for a double mermaid opener, instead going for the upgrade my city pretty early on, so that they can, you know, work on their economy a bit more rapidly than we can. I would say that we can do normally. But look at this, 8 stars per turn with just 2 cities. That is great. My opponent here isn't getting too lucky with the resources, and I hope that they train another mermaid here. You can already see that there's quite a difference here. The opponent is not just lacking resources, they're just not the same resources, and if they had started with some kind of technology that would have helped them, I would say maybe riding, that could work for them. That means that they would be expanding more rapidly, and even though they still have a bad economy, I mean, it could work. Here we just get going on riding ourselves. Even though this is a continent game, I usually wouldn't go for riding, but in this case it looks like it was kind of worth it, so I decided to go for it anyways. Get riding 2 riders, and you can already tell. Look at this. This versus this. I mean, we did get lucky with this secondary city over here, but still. The difference is just huge. And even though they are spreading now as well, we get farming here, we can upgrade all of our cities with that. Look at that economy. We take an explorer just to see what's all about happening on this continent here. My opponent can't even upgrade their second city without taking a tier 2 tech. Really expensive for them, and they're so slow to get going. And I don't blame it on this player, because they opted for a very economic way to play Aquarion. It just doesn't matter because it doesn't work. There's just something off about playing Aquarion since this new update. Look at their economy. We're doing fine. We're over 14 stars per turn at the end of turn 7, and our opponent here is not even getting close to that. They need like 3 different technologies just to upgrade all of their cities once. And we can upgrade our cities with just 2 technologies, and even almost get a giant with just these technologies, which is huge. Third technology, we get our first giant here on turn 8. And we can upgrade a lot of our cities still. Doing fine. Get our first monument cooking. Over 20 stars per turn at the end of turn 8. Look at all of these cities, man. So much better than whatever this is going. They still need to upgrade some of these cities, and they need several technologies to do so. Really, really not great for them. It also doesn't help that they really have to make a choice. Either expand rapidly and not focus on economy, or focus on your economy and expand really slowly. The opponent tried to go for the economic approach. I often suggest against that, but man. One other option that would maybe fix all of this, if Aquarion just gets more consistent resources. If you could get them aqua farms throughout all of this, or maybe give them the opportunity to farm aqua crops with farming as well, that would really help a lot, because this just, it's so sporadic. And I don't want to make Aquarion a turn 0 tribe, because that would make them way too strong. But jeez. Also, if you get into an actual naval battle, it's not even like Aquarion is that much stronger than a normal tribe. But we'll get to that. You get fishing, really nice. Get going onto the water. They bump us with all of their level 2 cities. You get marine life and get a shark. Sharks are just not worth it. They're pretty slow, and they are just not a good investment in my opinion. What I think could help is either give them escape or give them higher defense. Basically make a rammer, but better, because they currently aren't rammers, is what I often see people compare them to. They aren't. They are not rammers. Rammers can one-hit kill a lot of things. These things don't. And they also don't have the defensive capabilities as rammers do. Look at the difference between all of this. We get a nice explorer. We have 25 stars per turn here. We see that shark, and we already know what's coming. Get going on to the starfish. Get an explorer. Pretty nice, pretty nifty. We see that this piece of land is all owned by Aquarion at this point. And that's just 5 cities, whereas we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And in terms of units, we have way more units than they do. And most of their units are just mermaids, whereas we have riders, we have a giant, we have a raft, we have a scout. Various things going on already that my opponent did not have going on. 28 stars per turn at the end of turn 10, which is really nice, actually really good. Over 10 stars per turn better than what my opponent was having. They get climbing, which in all honesty might not be necessary. And they can try to port pin, but it's already so late. They had to get going on much stronger units before that. And then maybe they could have stopped me getting onto the water, but nope. It's not even close. They get navigation here to try and compensate for their economy, but that is a tier 3 tech, and it doesn't give them any utility except for these extra stars for now. Which, remember, they put a shark here, which is already pretty hefty investment. Get double swordsman, but look at this. Look at this. These sharks just get obliterated. Absolutely obliterated by these rammers. And it doesn't even kill it in one hit. And it can't escape, which could be one of the possible options to get sharks into the meta. And here they start training jellies. Jellies are really cool units, and I think that they are the most balanced units out of all of the new ones. They are pretty cool, pretty interesting to see in action. You need to think out of the box in order to deal with them. You can't just spam a bunch of riders. You actually can, but don't do that, please. But look at this. Just the shark gets obliterated by a 3 HP. That is exactly what the sharks should be doing. Sharks have pointy teeth. Why don't they deal damage to... I mean, I guess this thing does have spikes on itself, but really though, if you think about it, it doesn't work like that. Especially if you get Aquatism. Aquatism is such a good tech in combination with rammers. You can already see the writing on the wall. It wasn't even close. And if my internet wants to work, that would kind of be amazing. But really though, this game wasn't even close, even though my opponents had an okay start, where they did focus on their economy a bit. But they just couldn't, they had to choose either expansion or economy. And we did both. And of course, Imperius is one of the strongest tribes in the game currently, maybe even the strongest. But still, for a special tribe that just got its rework, I think that there needs to be some more thought put into this. And just like with the patch of the ocean, I think that the Mid-1 team can really profit from listening to the feedback from the players. So what I would do is give them a starting technology. It doesn't have to be any of the good ones. Maybe give them writing like they had before. Maybe give them, I don't know, organization. I guess that would be kind of strong. Maybe give them aquatism. Aquatism could be interesting. Marine life, they already confirmed that that was too strong, so don't do that. Maybe give them a starting unit that is not even that good. Maybe give them just a starting pufferfish. I don't know. Puffer can be kind of interesting. As you can see, even though they have these jellies, which are pretty expensive, and my internet is still not loading, they don't really stand a chance. Connection error. That is really aggressive. You can already see that they were doomed from the start. They couldn't even get going, and I know that my opponent made a couple of mistakes here and there, but it shouldn't be that far apart. I know I get stars here, but they couldn't do anything. We bleed them dry from the get-go because we just already have such an impressive economy going. And as you can see in my other gameplay videos, it's really hard to get going with their economy because their resources are so diverse. So what I suggest is that you give them a starting technology, which I guess writing is the perfect option here because it allows them to expand a bit more rapidly. And what you could do as well is give them the opportunity to have aqua farms on these flooded tiles here. And what that would do is make their resources a lot more consistent. It's like Hoodrick, but with riding. Because they also need to get a tier 2 tech to level up all of their cities mostly. Which is, in their case, forestry. But I think that this could work for Aquarion. So that would be my suggestion. And I don't think that would be too overpowered. I guess the riders are kind of good. But maybe don't give them a rider as a starting unit. That could kind of balance it out. I don't know. There's just some things that are quite off about the way that they play. Just like some anti, man. I need to make a video about all of that, maybe. Just looking at this entire game and how it played out, I think that there's just such a big gap between the level of Imperius, definitely, and Aquarion. And I think that the Mid 1 team is going to do their best to really make up for that. And maybe you should let me know what you think about all of that in the comments down below. And with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you did. Make sure to comment what you think about all of my proposed changes. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.